Good evening, and welcome to the basement of the farm. The weather turned bad yesterday. We had snow off and on all day. Crow had a tough time getting home. Not blizzard, but just temperature-wise, and some other issues that aren't related. And all my hopes and plans for getting a lot of outdoor stuff are kind of on hold. So we were below freezing all day today and got more snow today. But it's supposed to start getting better. But I didn't want to lose the momentum that Crow helped me get started. So I broke down the week looking at the forecast and made decisions about projects that need to get done and what could I do each day. Because I've got 5 weeks left till my surgery, 4 weeks if we include the week that I'm going to Virginia. I've got stuff I've got to get done, so I've got to be on top of stuff. Since I'm stuck in the house today, I want to work on a project that I've had in the basement all winter with the intention of finally coming down here and doing it, and I never got around to. I have had the posts here that are to support my farm stand to be painted. Today's the day I'm going to get those painted. It's not complicated. I've had the paint for months, just waiting for an opportunity or the motivation to get it done. Well, let's get it done. So like most jobs that you procrastinate on, that took very little time. I do still have to do the undersides of these, and everything needs a second coat. Unfortunately, it takes 6 to 8 hours to dry before you can recoat. So these are going to sit overnight. I'll try and slap another coat on before work tomorrow morning, and then I can roll them over and do the back sides in the afternoon. But it's kind of a landlord special. I tried to get as many of the cobwebs and stuff off as I could, but I got these for $6 at Home Depot. They are all, you could see they were kind of manky on the tops. So I got them on a big markdown, which I'm fine with. I think it adds rustic charm. And these are going to be outside, so they're going to be weathered. I like the white because I'm going to put plant clematis around the bottom. So I think that twining up these is going to stand out really nicely. So that's Tuesday's work done. We'll see how much we can get done on Wednesday's work. So plans have changed. I looked at the forecast for the next couple of days, and it's supposed to get colder on Saturday, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow. And I don't dare touch the ground here after it's rained, but right now it's right on the edge of workable. So I got the pea beds turned and wired, so those are set to go, so I could transplant those peas today. And then I want to get the other cold weather crop beds turned, so the lettuce, the spinach, the Brussels sprouts aren't ready to go out yet. The cabbages, not the Brussels sprouts, the brassicas, but Brussels sprouts are in that. So the cabbages, the cauliflower, the broccoli, the Brussels sprouts, they haven't gotten their second leaves in yet. That's another project that I've got to work on, is getting those separated and spread out a little bit. But I can at least get those beds turned. I could direct sow some of those, like the lettuces and the spinach. If I direct sowed and put transplants in, I got to check and see if they've gotten their true leaves yet. Pardon me. So there. Thank you. That at least gets some of that early gardening taken care of while the weather is nice. And then it can rain all weekend. I can work on the rabbit run when it's a little colder, when it's raining. It's actually supposed to rain Saturday morning, and I have to be in class on Saturday morning. So I'll get back just in time for it to have stopped raining, and I can work on the run. So those are my priorities today, is doing some garden cleanup and getting those beds turned. I feel like I'm going to be pulling grass rhizomes out of these beds for the rest of my life. But, I did get all the brassica beds turned. I got the lettuce bed turned. And obviously I got the pea beds turned and planted. So that's about a third of the garden done. I forgot to harvest my beets last fall. And they didn't quite give up. I mean, they're not edible, but they didn't turn completely into mush either. So I have these great lumps of beet rotting down in the lettuce bed. But I'm going to leave them there to do their thing, because that's still going to put fertility back into that soil. I also got, I don't know if you can see those, a whole bunch of potatoes that have come up from ones that we planted 2 years ago in what was last year the garlic bread. I also had a lot of garlic that I missed, and that's starting to sprout too. I may try and transplant that in around the fruit trees to try and just deter the deer, but I'm not going to get to it today, and I'm not treating them gentle. I dug them up and they're sitting in a pile on the side of the garden. So if they're good on Saturday, maybe I'll take them around and plant them out. I may have one more job tonight. Maybe not. Let's see if I feel up to it. my framing done on the run. I just have to do these cross pieces to the shed. And those are the ones I'm the most worried about because I have to do angle cuts, and this is the piece of framing that I have very little skill or experience with. The 2x4x8s that I have aren't going to work, so I'm going to have to use some of the 2x4x10s that I got for the rafters, which means I'm going to have to make another one of those trips in the car with the back hatch open to replace the rafters that I use for the framing. I've learned the trick to keep the back hatch from beeping though, so at least it won't drive me crazy the whole way home. This wind is something fierce, and I can't tell what's going on weather-wise because it looks like we might have dark clouds coming in, but I don't even know. And the forecast is what it is, and half the time it's right and half the time they don't know what city they're in. So I've got that done. I've got to go back into work. I want to try and get those cross pieces done yet this afternoon, and then I almost caught back up with my schedule.
Yep.
One end is going to go flush with the 4x4, just like the crossbar. But the other end needs to sit on the roof here.
Okay.
How I know what angle to cut that board at, so I only need to make one cut.
Okay.
And part of that is distance.
Strike your point. That should give you the match between.
Okay, that looks right. Right. I was saying to Josh, this is my first time framing anything out. So it's not too bad for a first time. I mean, I wouldn't want to live in it, but I think it's good enough for rabbits. I need to replace the couple of rafters that I had to use because my measurements were off on the sidewalls and I screwed up a cut. So we're kind of done for tonight. I want to get the rafters set, and then I need to do the floor, which just needs chicken wire laid down, and then I'm going to lay down a layer of stone and a layer of topsoil to give them something to dig around in. But the chicken wire will keep them from digging out. And that's why I set these boards to the inside of the post instead of the outside, because that'll make an easier surface to staple all of that, the chicken wire that's got to go, and the hardware cloth that's got to go around the perimeter. I can attach to that. And obviously, this is the initial framing for the door. Yes, I have to build another door. This will be the third one, so third time's the charm, right? I'm done for tonight. The sky is getting darker and more ominous looking, and it's game night, so I'm going to go be a fighter, a tiny little fighter, and hopefully get to beat the heck out of something. One more day tomorrow. So this has ended up being a lot more palatial than I'd initially intended. The fault rests solely with me. It's the corner posts. Because I got 8-foot posts I should have gotten 6-foot posts, and then we'd have been fine. I thought I got 6-foot posts, but I think I got 8-foot posts. And so everything is taller than I'd initially planned, which means it's higher than I initially planned, which means it's bigger than I initially planned, which I'm not going to complain about, because if I just ever decide I don't want to keep the rabbits, I can wall this up and turn it into another shed, another storage area, or a workshop or something. It's even the tall people can walk around in here without too much problem, as long as you don't go over on that side. So I'm fairly happy with it. It's all pretty strong. It's stronger than I probably need it to be just for a dozen rabbits or so. So I'm kind of at a standstill right now because I'm 5'1" and there's things I can't do. So Josh is going to help me out. He's going to screw the rafters up into the tops here, and I'm going to ask him to put the flashing down and help me do the roofing panels. But he twigged something in his back at work on Friday, so he's taking it easy this weekend, which he absolutely should. If you need time, take time. So this project is on a bit of a standstill. I've got all the rock and topsoil to do the floor in here. So what I need to do is I need to put chicken wire down. I want to fill this lower end here with, I've got pea gravel, just to kind of level it out, fill in some of the gaps. And I've got a piece of plywood here I need to screw into the side of the shed to keep critters from coming out from underneath here. This looks like it was a fairly heavily trafficked area at one point. I'm not worried about anything that might be living under the shed because they can get out through the back or through the other side where I keep the mower. So I think that's a pretty productive week. I'm really happy with what I got accomplished this week. I forgot to buy cement when I was at Home Depot today, so the signpost will keep till next week, I guess, but that's actually, I'll probably do it tomorrow afternoon. So thank you for coming along this week. I don't know if you expected this, but this is what we got up to this week, and I hope you come back and see what we get up to next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.